What's up, everybody? I am Bernard Damon Holcomb, and I am the creator and the host of the Damon Speaks show. Tonight, we have a fantastic guest, and we have a fantastic show that is planned for you. Please welcome none other than Andy Pandy, Andrew McGuire, my friend, my boo. Hey, my boo. Okay, so tonight the theme is I'll be your friend till the end. I'll be your friend till the end. Check it. But not like, but like, oh, my friend. So you all know, if you've been watching the show, that we like to start off with a few memes. So we're going to start off with some memes. Please sound off in the comments if you're joining us on Instagram. Hey, Instagram. Hey. Instagram is over here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. We would love to talk to you. So let's start with the first meme. I don't need to look at the bright side when I'm sad. I need to feel sad.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Yeah, so many thoughts. So emotions are ours, right? Like they come and they ebb and they flow with the things that happen in life. We've talked about this so many times. Who curated this?
I did.
Okay, great job. So in the way I process things is that, you know, good, bad, excited, sad, mad, whatever it is, those emotions are a privilege to feel at that moment in time, right? So, which is hard to keep in sight when you're like extremely depressed, sad, like this is, you know, but you can't recreate that when you're happy and when things are fine and when things are whatever. Even if you go into a space, say everything's just like normal, life's whatever, you can't really, maybe I can't go into a space where I'm like, oh my gosh, the tears, like the waterfall, you know, that. So when we are in those moments, when we are feeling those things, when I feel those things, I do stop myself and say, what a privilege it is to feel this right now. I am able to feel this, be it joy, be it sadness, be it anger, be it whatever. Stop and reflect. My emotions, my body, my inner spirit is able to go to this stage and then, you know, get out of it at some point.
I never in my life thought about emotions as a privilege. That changes the game, because that for me brings in a sense of gratitude. That for me brings in a sense of acceptance. And I know that it's hard to be grateful when you're feeling fucked up. I know that it's hard to be grateful when your heart is broken, or when you're really sad, or when you ain't got shit and you feel like nothing's working for you. But if you can find a way to find the privilege and to think about, at least consider the privilege. Why is it a privilege? Is it because we're alive and so many other people have passed on? Is it because we're humans? Out of like Gary Vee, this motivational like business kind of social media guy that I listen to all the time, he says it's a fucking miracle actually that you have a human life, because the chances of your mom and your dad meeting and getting pregnant are like 1 million to a bajillion. So what is the privilege aspect of it? Like, where does that come in?
I think it's the privilege of living a life with experiences, right? Like, we are not guaranteed anything in life. You are not guaranteed to be in a position where you are elated, in love, out of love, angry, upset, pick a life event that would trigger or set you up to feel an emotion. You're not guaranteed that. We are not guaranteed that. And so put in a situation where you're like extremely scared. The scared that gives you these things, these grays all over here, all over here, all this gray, right? Those.
Hey, Antoinette!
Hey, Antoinette!
We love you. Oh,
yes.
You want to come over?
Yeah, come over. I missed you the other night. I apologize. Very good.
And for you guys tuning in, this is a beautiful space. This is Andy's home. He lives in a beautiful, beautiful loft in downtown Detroit. This is his kitchen. And in this that's hot.
It's hot.
And this thing right here is a pot roast, like cooking up. So we're going to have that after the show.
Yes.
But emotions as privilege. Oh, so the thing is that I think that people get uncomfortable when people are sad.
For sure.
They want to take care of them. They want to make them feel better. And it's not necessarily because of the person, but it's because they feel uncomfortable with their friend feeling uncomfortable. So they say, oh, look on the bright side, or it's happening for a reason. Like I've done this before. However, I found that accepting the emotion, whatever it is, accepting the privilege of it in the moment, letting it feel awful, also helps it to move on faster. But then I think that we also, as this is talking about sad, two of my favorite people in the world. Hey, Jordan! We got the maize. You got on the blue. We got the maize. Go U of M. Go Wolverines. Hey, Patrick.
Hey.
But we always, when we think about accepting emotions and feeling emotions, we always talk about the sad shit.
Right.
We don't always talk about the joy.
Correct.
We don't talk about letting the good stuff in. A lot of times we think so much about the negative things that we're actually putting off and pushing off the good stuff and not wanting to let the good stuff in because we feel like the other shoe is going to drop. We feel like something is going to go wrong, and then we'll be even more sad because we let it in. But we should let it in because it's a privilege to feel any emotion.
There was a there was a camping trip that I was on this past summer, so almost a year ago now, with three of my really good friends. It was a camping site where we had to kayak to the campsite. Like, you park your car, you put your tent, your food, and your bathroom kayak stuff in your kayak, and you kayak across a river, and then you set up on this little, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Every emotion of like joy, of like that feeling of like that like peaceful solitude, even though you're with people because you're in these quiet spaces and all this, taking the time to stop. And I remember we were floating out, we had already set everything up, had fun, had drinks, had food, had everything, right? Next day, going off up the river in kayaks and whatever and chilling. And I just remember taking a minute to we were all together, talking, laughing, whatever. And I just took a minute to myself where I tuned out the conversation for a minute. Sorry, friends, I tuned you out for a minute. Apologies.
We love you.
Right. but took a minute to look around at everything that was going on and who I was with and how I felt, because I felt so at peace. I was so happy. And I took a second to say, I am happy. Like, this is happy. Flashcard, happy. On the flip side, this is the moment. Kayaking down this river. You know what I mean? And it's like, what does happy mean? Oh, flip the card. It's on this river. That's when you felt happy. Like, though it's so simple, but it's so like, it's explicit. Like, this is what happiness feels like. It was, yeah.
Listen, I have been asking myself what happiness is and where I find my happiness, what it means to me, how I find my happiness. And I think the key, if you're looking for it, and if you're having a hard time, is to actually, now I'm not a licensed therapist or anything, so just take this with a grain of salt, but I think the key is to lean in to the uncomfortable feelings, to lean in to the sadness. I'm sad. Because I think that we prolong it. The more we're like, I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel it. You're spending all your time doing that, and it's just making it come even more. But if you lean in and say, I am sad, I'm going to feel this. I'm going to breathe through it. I'm going to let it in. And then 12 hours, sometimes in the moment, it goes away.
Yep.
It goes away. So bottom line, if you have a friend or a family member or someone that's suffering with something and feeling sad or feeling any emotion, let them have their time and ask them, how can I be of service to you? Yes, happiness is being authentically you, regardless what that is. Do you do?
That's Antoinette who said that?
That's Antoinette that said
that. Of course. I love you.
I love you. Okay, let's move on to the next meme. What we got? Things credit cards are dangerous. Having a degree doesn't secure shit. Always read the fine print. Get a pet, not a kid. Rugs are expensive.
Very.
As fuck. Fiber is your friend. And more people do coke than you think.
Yeah. Dearest Tweet Me Nikki, you've lived life and you put it all into bullet points, and I appreciate the bullet points.
I think that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I will say that my great sister, Andy Marie Moore, she has this Financial Freedom Friday thing. And so last Friday, was it last Friday or the Friday before last, there was this man that was on, and he was saying that you should buy everything you need on a credit card. Don't use your debit card because the credit card is secure. Like, you can always get your money back. But if you, like, things are linked to your debit card, they can take money back, and they don't necessarily have, it's FDIC insured, but they don't necessarily have to give it to you.
Right.
And if you're good with your credit cards and you pay the balance off every month, then you're going to be building your credit, and your credit score is going to get better. So I think I'm about to get me like a couple credit cards, like a business credit card, a personal credit card. I have a secure credit card, but I need to like step out of that and be like, all right.
I was having a conversation with actually an ex of mine, and we were talking about travel. He's an avid traveler. I love to travel. And we were talking about like, okay, so when you're looking at money, where are you putting your finances? How are you doing stuff? And I was like, well, I have a credit card and I use that. He goes, you have one credit card? And I was like, yes. Then we went back and forth, like bantering with each other, which was fun. And then I was like, okay, teach me your ways, old man. And so he ended up like showing me a bunch of different credit cards for like airlines, like when you're going to fly. So you're not paying for every single flight out of your pocket, and you're getting all the things for that. So like knowing your lifestyle and doing that. Now I'm paraphrasing, I'm regurgitating, and I still haven't done any of that stuff. I have one credit card, and that's where I am. And I don't understand how credit really works.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I make sure I try to pay it off as much as I possibly can, and not live outside. Like credit limit. Yeah, credit cards are the devil. They are the devil. They are the devil. They are the devil.
I'll be your friend to the end. That's
right. What they say. Yes. Somebody's going to come in. Some stranger going to come in here over the mail, send you a piece of plastic, say you could spend $10,000, $20,000. Well, shoot. I could buy a lot.
I mean, listen, the other morning I woke up. And I've been wanting to have Apple Watch for the longest time. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get like a Series 2.
They got a deal on
Amazon. So you only need one. You only need one credit card, says Kevin Jordan Dean. Hey, Kevin. Hey. Oh, Kevin. So, okay. So when I woke up and I was like, I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to get me a nice $199, like Series 3, because we're at Series 6 right now. And it does all the things. Like the 6 right now does like the what do they call it? The oximeter thing where you have COVID and you're like, oh my God, it's my blood. Okay. Oh, okay. And it does and it'll periodically remind you to it'll remind you to like take a breath. It'll remind you to do all the things. Oh. So I was like, okay, well, let me just go look on the Apple site and see what's going on. So I did, and it turned out it was like $449. And I was like, oh, I mean, I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I could get it. So I ordered it, and I was gonna go pick it up. It was a very impulse decision, and then something just pulled my coattails, and it was like, you can get this, but you don't have to get it today. You need to think about this. And so I canceled the order and got a refund, and I've been putting away $100 a week. So at the end of the month, if I still want it, then I know that I can get it.
Okay.
I do think that because I was talking to another friend that was like, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you still sometimes gotta feel like you can splurge. I think you have to strike a balance.
Right. You can't splurge on everything
right
when you want it. But
I'm such an impulse buyer. So I felt like that was a good step for me.
Yeah. Prime Day.
Oh God.
Forget it.
I can't. Credit card.
No.
Max.
Yeah. Dude. Shows up 3 days later. What did I order? It's like Christmas. I don't remember.
Open it. Oh, great.
Right, exactly.
Okay, this is another thing while we're talking about it. When we're talking about law of attraction or manifesting or getting anything that we really want in our lives, we think, once I get the boyfriend, once I get the job, once I get the new house, I'm going to be happy. And that's it. Okay, but I've experienced when I get that thing, the happiness like that I am expecting lasts for about at max an hour. Max. So I think the more important thing is for us to enjoy the journey to it, because we're always on a journey. So it's like, oh, I got the thing. Now I'm on the next journey. I got the thing. Now I'm on the next journey. So it's really embracing the journey and really embracing the fun of the journey and having fun on the journey.
That's right. That's right. And that goes back to the last meme of even being still in those moments of feeling what you feel. Yes.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about I'll Be Your Friend Till the End. This is Andrew McGuire. He is the
Assistant Director of Fine and Performing Arts for Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Making a difference in the world for the kids, for the city of Detroit. And so we're talking about this meme. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We love hearing from you. We love having you in the comments. You can tune into the Damon Speaks Show every Monday night. It's a visual podcast that you can find on your favorite social media platform. You'll find them on the left. Okay. Having a degree doesn't secure shit.
Correct. I feel so. I've gone through. I'm still processing this one, but I'm just gonna say what's on my mind as it is. So, well, we met at Michigan, right? You were in your master's. I was in my undergrad.
Go blue.
I'll go blue.
And maize.
Right. So we meet there, right? I moved to New York. We separated ways. Came back in Chicago. I had finished my master's degree at that point, and I'm like, cool. I get up. Was a teacher. Now I'm an administrator. Got a pay bump, right?
Hey, Tiberius.
Hi, Tiberius.
Hey, from Colorado. What's up, Colorado?
Yes. So then do a degree in, so have my master's in music education. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm going to be a music educator the rest of my life. It's cool. This job opens up for admin. And I'm like, cool, I need the admin cert. So I start down the path of getting a second master's degree. And I'm like, in what world do you need a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and then another master's degree to do all this stuff? And it's the funny thing is that I'm grateful for everything, right? But and I guess I'm still internalizing this. It doesn't secure shit because it's giving you a pathway to do X, Y, or Z, right? It's not giving you a pathway for free thought into all these other spaces, though it could be that, right? It's opening up some doors, but those are doors that people have created. It's not necessarily giving you free reign to go think into other spaces, right? So like, say I want to do a career shift now, right? I got 2 master's degree and I want to go into the private sector for something. Like, everything I do is in education, which is great. I love it.
Willie!
Hey, Willie!
What's up, Willie?
Oh, Willie, you need to be over here talking about this one. Willie, shout out to Willie. That's my brother. He just got accepted doing his doctorate at Columbia University. Shout out to Willie. Yes. Yes. So yeah.
Listen, I know people that didn't study classical music, that studied something else, that studied business, for example, that have gone on to,
I know, I didn't mean to, Antoinette. I really do apologize.
When I tell you we had a fantastic time.
I know you did.
We had a fantastic time. Thank you for the invitation, Antoinette. I love you.
Thank you for the invite, too. I'm sorry I didn't show. I'm that bitch.
So I know people that studied one thing and are doing a completely different thing. Yeah. So I think that we put a little bit too much importance on the degree and not necessarily on the education. Now, I am an advocate for people having experience in college, but now you have YouTube University, you have Google University, everything that you need to know is really at your fingertips. So I would say for some people, you may want to do a certificate program. Like I'm getting ready to enter an 18-month digital marketing certificate program at Columbia University, just to gain that extra skill for my social media work. But just because you have a degree in something doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Right. I have a friend, she's staying this weekend. One of my really good friends, she's got into a PhD program in education leadership, which is what I got my second master's in. It allows you to become a principal or assistant principal, district administrator, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she's killing it. She's year one. Yeah. Friend of the end. Writing her papers. Poor thing. Anyway, this is her life calling. Like, and I don't want to speak for her, but when I was looking at it for myself, I was like, I can't see myself sitting and doing another long haul degree. Like, this isn't it for me. Like, I love what I do. I love it to the core. And I want to be doing the same things that she would be doing in like the practice of things. But when it comes to that philosophy piece and all the like getting it together, I'm like, no, I want to be able to pivot. Pivot. Yeah. And I don't know. Degrees that's all I got. I'm going to keep
Listen, always read the fine print. People will try to get over on you, especially when it comes to Rent-A-Center, sometimes cell phone. I mean, everybody.
Anything with rent in the title.
They're trying to get over on you, boo. So read the fine print. I don't be reading the fine print.
Me
but
either.
you know, these are the things that we learn in our adulthood. Get a pet, not a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, so the thing about me is that being a gay man, like I have to make a conscious decision. But I could still get a kid if I'm feeling
for sure could.
I want to adopt this baby. This is gonna be my baby. But yeah, I don't have a pet because my travel schedule. I like being free. No matter if I had a plant, a fish, I can't leave it for like 6 months. Rugs are expensive. I learned this.
We are sitting on
this rug.
Wayfair. This is $100.
Okay, Wayfair. We're gonna be sending you some business, so you can write us a check to the Damon Speaks Show. Thank you very much.
That rug's from my mom, so it was free.
Oh, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Dorothy Jane, we love you if you're watching.
Hey, Mama.
If you'd like to support the Damon Speaks Show, Wayfair et al., you'll find the information below. Thank you to Cody, our executive producer that is helping us tonight and doing all the technical things. Thank you. Fiber is your friend.
Fiber, I'm in the probiotics camp.
Oh, okay. What is the difference? What's that?
I don't know, but I'm regular.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, great.
Yeah. So
whatever it is, if it makes you regular, then that's a good thing.
Water. I get fiber, but water. Oh.
Thank you, Ken Ebal.
That's smart.
Thank you, Ken. It's good to see you, friend.
That's smart.
Let them present the number first. A lot of people get over because they're like, oh, well, what are you thinking? Like when it comes to salary and stuff, no, you tell me how much you want to pay me.
Tell me how much I'm worth.
Woo. Or how much you think I'm worth.
That's right. That was good. You need to add a bullet point to tweet me, Nikki.
More people do coke than you think.
Yeah, 100%. Nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about
it. And I think that's an issue, right? Like, be you, live you, and it's more than just coke, right? Like, there's a stigma to coke. There's a stigma to this. There's a stigma to anything. I mean, whatever. Everything, right? Like, come on.
Dorothy Jane!
Hey, Mama! Yes, Mom, that's what I'm talking about. Fiber without water is useless and can be detrimental to your colon health. Absolutely. You ever been constipated from fiber? No, ma'am. Thank you, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, I mean, everything, sex.
Absolutely.
What do they call it? Whore shaming? What do they call it?
Slut shaming.
Slut shaming. People having different ways of living, doing things. I think there's just a lot of judgment.
A lot.
If there were a bit more understanding in the world, Antoinette says, say no, yo. Oh.
That goes up with that credit cards are dangerous bit.
But I think that there's a bit too much judgment in the world. And I think that people will be a lot more honest about how they really feel and what they really want if we provided a space where they could be honest about how they really feel and what they're really actually doing. I think it's just a lot of fear of being judged and ostracized.
100%. I think that I think that this is a great example of something that's so taboo that we don't talk about. But if we were talking about it, you get to know people more and their experiences more. And you're like, oh wait, I'm like that too. I'm like that too. Or I'm not like that.
Or I'm not like that.
And you can navigate the world better. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we all live in a social society, right? Like urban, suburban, rural, whatever it is, however you're distanced or close to, never did coke. Cool.
Not judging, just saying, never put a drug in my body. Alcohol, yes, no drugs. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
You said something and I was going to say something else on it.
I was going to say,
so I was talking to a friend earlier today. We've been talking about this idea of being open, honest, and everything. And I was like, the more you're able to say what it really is, the more you're able to actually be yourself, it really actually brings you closer together. For sure. But when you decide to be someone different or act like someone different to try to appease, listen, yes, Damon and Andy, so true. Everyone is afraid of being judged.
Yes.
But when you tell someone, I did coke, or when you tell someone, I enjoy doing coke, or when you tell someone, whatever it may be, whatever you're struggling with, like I struggle with anxiety in a big way. And the more that I was able to communicate that, the more safe I was able to feel and the less anxiety that I would have. So I want to encourage you all, whether you're in a relationship, whether it's with your family, make sure it's safe, make sure it's not going to be an abusive situation. But when you feel comfortable, share the shit.
Absolutely.
Share the shit.
Absolutely. I think that like these things that divide us only prevent us from getting to know each other. I know that's redundant. I'm not
Somebody
saying
needed to hear that
found there, right? Okay.
Somebody needed to hear that.
Okay. So when we're looking at like a drink, when we're looking at like the boog shug you're putting up your nose, like whatever it is, boog shug. These are spaces. These are things that are still like an ecosystem, right? Like, I hope nobody's doing coke all by themselves. That doesn't sound fun. But if you are, whatever, I'm not doing it, but whatever, like if you're around people.
A difficulty of being open and honest is that we have to be okay with others being open and honest with their responses.
Well, 100%.
Okay, let me move this over to
and also
because I want y'all to see Andy too. Okay.
Hey. And knowing how to cope with those responses. Like sometimes no response is a response. Right?
Bet your ass.
And I mean, even to your point, thank you. Yes. even to the point of like, okay, somebody's doing something. That's the trigger for somebody else. That's somebody else that's triggered. Might not have to say anything. They might feel triggered to say something and they choose not to. They might feel triggered to say something and they say it. Okay. I mean, we live in a funky city. People say what's on their mind here on the street, strangers.
Yeah.
And it's lovely.
Right.
It's lovely. And then we keep it moving.
Listen,
we keep it moving.
I think the foundation of a great relationship, no matter what form it is in, is communication. So let's say you have a conversation with someone. Let's take the coke thing, for example. I do coke. I enjoy doing coke. And they're like, oh my God, I wish you wouldn't do that because I hate coke. And I can't stand people that do that. And then instead of you going back inside of yourself and being like, well, fuck this, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You can say, listen, when you say that, this is how it makes me feel. And it makes me feel like I can't be open with you and honest with you. And I will really like to have the relationship with you where I could be open and honest. But let's see, Stephanie Walker Gaines. I also.
Hey, sister. Yes. That's my sister.
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. Also honor that there is a need for personal space, public professional space, and private, intimate space. Yes. Everybody can't be in my personal space. Absolutely.
You got to decide who you let in and who you leave on the outskirts. There's nothing wrong with leaving things out, I think.
For sure.
if you're considering your safety and if you're considering who's in your circle. You don't order that? Now that's difficult for me to say because I'm really kind of like an open person, but I've grown to understand that that's the deal. That is the deal.
I feel like it's so then who is your circle? Where's your circle? And where is your circle not? Like
who is your tribe?
Who is your tribe?
Like you are my people.
Right.
You're my brother.
Right. Likewise.
I'll be your friend to the end. Like that's what this is. So that we've discovered each other by being ourselves. But I also think that there's something about the universe, God, source, whatever, that brought us together and we were just able to be ourselves. Like we didn't try, like I'm gonna make Andy my best friend.
Right.
We didn't try that. It was just like, hey,
I was homeless and moving to Chicago. I had nowhere to live and you had a couch.
That's right.
Right. I mean, we knew each other before that from Michigan.
But we weren't like, oh my God.
Right, yeah.
So Andy and I were roommates from 2011 to 2013. In Chicago.
Right.
We had a fierce apartment on North Halstead and Cornelia in Boys Town in the mix of it all. Like the Pride Parade used to go right past our window. We had a balcony. Everybody would come over because they could like use the bathroom.
Right.
It was great. It was great. And let me tell you something. There's a roast. In this hot thing right here, this is the thing. And Andy, I was telling him this last night. Like, I tried to go, Mommy, if we can be real enough to be honest, we never know who our story may help to not feel so alone. We don't need validation, just know someone felt what you shared.
Somebody out there needed to hear what we said. Yes.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
That's my mom.
That's Mommy. So Andy is a fantastic cook. Like last night, I went to the Wendy's across the street. They were closed at the last minute. I went to another McDonald's.
Insert plug. This is the best Wendy's in the city of Detroit. It's hands down. I went to a Wendy's for breakfast today when I had to drive out to Lansing. Anyway, this is still the best Wendy's.
I'm still tripping that Wendy's actually has breakfast.
It's so good.
That's the thing. Okay.
It's so good.
So Jefferson and Bellevue, Wendy's. If you're in the D, it's not far from Belle Isle.
Right across.
Come on over. Get your stuff. Yeah. So last night Wendy's was closed. I was like, oh, I'm so hungry. And then I went to this other place and it was, oh man, it's closed. So and Andy was like, boo boo, just come home. I got some shrimp and pasta. Do you know that shrimp and pasta was the best thing of my life? So when we were living
Neither
together,
of us had dinner though.
Neither of us had
we were
dinner.
starving.
So then, like, it just put me in the mind of when we were living together in Chicago, like, there would be nothing. Like, it would be like a tomato, a sweet potato, and a bell pepper. And he'd be like, that's okay, I'm gonna whip something up. And it's like a 5-course dinner out of 3 things. We only had 3 things. How did you come up with a 5-course dinner?
Yes, Willie, the best Wendy's.
Willie, what are you doing? Come hang out with us.
Come on over, the door's open.
Oh my God, please come over. I would love to see you. I'm serious.
Yeah. Okay. And Stephanie, if Stephanie's around
Stephanie, come over. I want to meet you.
Yes.
Sister.
Yes. Oh, you haven't met her yet?
I've never met Stephanie.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people.
Good people.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I love good people. Okay, let's go on to the next meme. It only takes one Android to ruin a group chat.
Oh, green. Yeah. See, I'm gonna tread lightly because my group chat with people on this we have a green group chat.
Okay. Now I've not experienced this, but I've heard that once you become a part of a green like group chat, that you can't get out of it. Like I think with Apple, you can leave, but that they don't let you leave. Come on!
Yes, the door's open.
The door
will be open.
It will be open for you. Okay, he's gonna go open the door.
Open the door.
So everyone, this is the Damon Speak Show. If you're just tuning in, I am sitting here with my best friend Andy McGuire, Andy Pandy. We've been friends since 2006. No. Because I think we met at Michigan Opera Theater, the summer camp.
Oh, you're right. You are right. That's right.
That's where I met you, and that's how I knew you. Because I was wondering, I was like, we took a conducting class, whatever.
Right. I was waiting for it. Steph, the door's open too. Come on in with your Android.
There's a delicious roast that's happening right now.
Dinner's up. We got drinks. Come on.
Yeah, because we
Michigan Opera Theater. Yeah. Sorry.
We met in a conducting class. Julie Stein, 2006. I was like Skatsum.
Julie Skatsum. Who's Stein?
Skatsum.
Somebody
I think she was the music, like the history lady. She
okay.
So, and I was like, oh, she's always messing up.
I love y'all. Look, your show is about to turn into the group chat. I love you all.
So what was it? 2002, 2003,
2004, 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I think. Yeah.
As I swipe my forehead, I just want you all to know that we do not have a ring light. So there are several lamps with like the shades off that are just really beaming down on me. So if you see me swiping and wiping, that's why.
It's my fault.
I'm not doing coke, y'all.
It's my fault. My home is lovingly called the treehouse, and I love low lighting. The sun has set. That's all.
That's it.
I got a chandelier.
Chandelier. I'll be your friend to the end. Okay, let's go to the next meme. Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
It's about to get real.
Stop.
Attention?
We need to extend the end time of this show.
Attention is not love. Attachment is not connection. And bare minimum is not effort. I'll leave it to you as I refill my drink.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Miami. So, what was that, February?
Ooh,
That's from my mama.
So did I show the thing when I okay?
I don't know.
Okay, look.
It don't matter. February, right? So February, I'm in a dark space. I need to get out. I need to learn about myself. Whew. So my boo calls me and says, no, we text him. We're like, let's figure out a time.
You had gone through a breakup.
Yeah.
And I was feeling stressed as hell. Like I was trying to do business. It was going well, but I was like, And so I texted, because when you went through the breakup, you're like, I'm going on vacations. Like I'm living my life. So I was like, boo, when is the next vacation? Like I want to get on the train.
Right, exactly. So we set up a time, literally Zoom call, had tickets, looking at Airbnbs, flights, blah, blah, boom, 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 boom. February rolls around. We end up in Miami in this gorgeous Airbnb, a block from the beach. Everything was right where we needed to be. And we had time to process. We had time to process and look at attention. We talked about Grindr. We talked about Scruff. We talked about attachment styles.
Yep.
Right? Attached, right? That's the book.
Attached by Amir Levine.
Listen to an audiobook of it.
And the Boundaries book.
And the Boundaries book. I got a funny story about that. Thank you, Boo.
Come over. I know where you are.
The door's open.
I know where she is. She's not going anywhere.
We leave it at that. Period.
We're gonna leave it. Period. With a T on the end. Okay. We still want to see you before the week is out.
Yes, ma'am. So we had unpacked so much, and then converged, right? Because Willie's there, LaShawn's there, Pitt's there, Mel's there. Like, we had all connected at different times because we're all coming from different places. You know, everybody ended up in Miami, right? Through different plannings and things like that. However, one thing that came out was attention, looking at that, looking at what a grinder attention is, looking at what a scruff attention is, looking at what an eye you catch on the street attention is, on the beach attention is, on the last beach attention is. Hello. So attachment and unpacking what attachment is. And I felt like, and bare minimum is not effort. And I got a great story about that. So looking at all of this and defining these terms, what is the definition of attention? Because I'm seeing, attention. Hey, on Grindr, that's attention. A side eye from somebody on the beach, that's attention. It's not love. Could be a doorway to something. Could be. Chances are, might not. Looking at attachments. What's my style? What's your style? Do you even know what your style is? Let's talk about this. Let's do the worksheets. Let's figure this stuff out. Let's figure out attachments. Is not an attachment is not a connection. It's an attachment style. And does this connection work? And now the last part, bare minimum is not effort. Now this is the part that I learned. So I'm gonna go back on everything I just said. Met this guy on Grindr. I closed on the entire time, hanging out on the stoop. He's visiting from Panama, right? Launches in this whole thing of I love you. The phrase I love you. So in Spanish, 2 ways to say I love you. Te amo is I love you. Te quiero, like te quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like
I love Taco Bell. I love Wendy's breakfast.
I love a Wendy's, but now I might te amo Wendy's breakfast. I'm just gonna put that out there. That is but understanding. And now a bare minimum is like te quiero, like, oh, I love you. I love you every day. I love you. But you don't love me.
What is love? What is it? What is
love?
Hey,
baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I don't know.
love is patient. Love is kind. Love keeps no record of wrong. Love is not puffed up. You'll find all these phrases in the Bible. I don't follow everything in the Bible, but that really drives me, and it really drives my thoughts around love. Now, don't be a fool. You hear me? As I'm looking in this camera, do not be a fool. Why do fools fall in love? I don't know, but they do. However, real love is freedom. It's freedom. So attention, someone can be giving you their attention. They can, be hitting you up every day. But as soon as you do something wrong, or as soon as you do something that they don't like, they're out the door. I mean, I guess it depends on their attachment style. It depends on what trauma they may have gone through in the past. But love kind of works it out. Love is willing to use love's words. Love is willing to be in the fire and come out refined. Attachment is not connection. Some people attach just for the sake of having something, something. And that's why they keep attaching to so many things, because nothing is permanent. But when love is in the mix, there's a real connection. You know what I'm saying? There's a real foundation. So, if you're attached to someone really without agape love, come on, honey. Love is freedom. Love is you. Real love is loving yourself. That's where real love begins. Come on, Antoinette. We were just talking about love last week. Right. But if you're building your relationship on attachment as opposed to true connection, it's like building it upon sinking sand or building it upon a house of cards. It's surely gonna fall. But when you're building it upon love and time and patience and communication, Fort Knox. Like, no matter what comes, no matter what happens, like, it's good. It may like wane a little bit, like, but right. It's still good. And bare minimum, honey,
never.
No.
What is that?
What is that?
Right.
Okay. Bare minimum, what could that look like? That could look like someone hitting you up just when they want to hang out and not really being interested in you, and you being so excited and you being so like attached that you're like, okay, but where you want to go? What's happening? And then you look at your text thread. Let's say it's green, just for the sake of the Android people. You look at your text thread and it's a bunch of you're gray. So it's like gray, and it's green. It's like gray, and it's green. Bare. One word answers. I mean, I know that people have to have their time. They're not always available, but as a whole, you know when someone's giving you like their true effort or not. Listen to that. Listen to it.
Yes. I can't follow that.
Hey, Sing Russell. What's up, Russell?
Hey,
everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Damon Speak Show. You're seeing this show probably on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook, on my business Facebook, on Andy's Facebook.
Hey.
You can find me on YouTube, on Twitter, all these places every Monday night at 8 p.m. We really appreciate you tuning in. And tonight we're talking about friendship. So let us know what friendship means to you, what friendship really is. So we're done with the memes for now. What does friendship mean to you?
I was thinking on I took notes because, I can't remember anything. I can't remember anything. My brain is shot. Oh, those are my kitchen ideas. Hold on. Friends are patient when your other friend is screwing up with their iPhone 2. That's what,
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch, iPhone. I got that iPhone too. So I was thinking about friendship, and I have just a couple notes. Friends are active. They're present and they're reliable. So, what do these words mean, right? Like active isn't. It could be, but it might not be. Active could be the phone call every day. If like somebody is like, oh, I need this there, or you got something coming up. It's like, oh man, I have, I got a trip coming up, or I got a graduation coming up, and I need you there. I need you there. I need you there. A wedding coming up.
I'm coming into town for a week. I need to sleep on your situation.
Well, always, that's always open. I don't count. but right, Whereas other friends are like, I don't need to hear from you more than once every 6 months or something like that. Or, there's an event coming up 2 years down the road. You gonna be there? Oh, cool. Yeah. And we might talk here and there. Right. And so it's defined by like the two people. So that's how involved you are. That's how active you are. That's how present you are. Being present for each other, and being present for each other could be that this is a safe space, even though we might not talk, or that this is a place that we can talk. I have a friend, really good friend, Naja. We talk multiple times a day, and then we put each other on block for like 6 months. Yeah. And I love him. Naja, I love you. I doubt you're watching this shit, but he ignores me. But I mean, to that truth though, like if I call him right now, he'd answer the phone. Right now, he'd answer the phone, and he'd give me shit for whatever I did, whatever I'm talking about. And honestly, and he's honest, always honest. And so that's somebody that is present in that way. Other friends I won't talk to for like a couple months, couple weeks, something like that. But they're present when I do need them, or when I do want them, or whatever it is. I got a text message from a friend I hadn't talked to in a couple weeks. He said, "Hey, this date come out. We're all getting together." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, haven't seen y'all in a while." Yes, be present.
Be present, boo.
Be present. And then reliable asterisk. What is reliability? How do you need somebody to be reliable? And how do your friends need you to be reliable? So it could be reliable in terms of like the materials, like, oh, you need, I remember when we were living on Halstead, I was reliant on Miriam for a ride to work.
Okay.
She drove me to work every day. We worked together. Oh, hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad. You're watching?
No, I don't have Facebook. And that wasn't the only thing that defined our relationship, obviously, our friendship. But I relied on her, and she was always there, no matter what. We could have been in a fight.
She was still gonna drive that Golf.
And she's like, that Volkswagen Golf. GT. Oh man. Yeah. Car leaves in 5 minutes. Get in. Okay, let's go.
Your funky ass.
Yeah. I also wrote that a friend isn't your husband, but is a rock. And I was thinking over here, this construction on the Riverwalk that they're doing, it's not all one rock that holds the river away from the shore washing away. It's many rocks. It's many rocks. So your friends are your rock to keep the water out, to keep the land dry. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of them, or you have, few of them, but they are the ones keeping everything separated so that way your life is protected.
Active, present,
reliable,
asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
Asterisk. Active. I really appreciate friends. I have a group of friends from undergrad that I call my forever friends. Now, we can go literally years without speaking, but then when we do speak, it's like nothing ever changed. Love, Lettucey has a song that love never changes. Mm-hmm. If it's real love, like it never changes. So even if you're thinking about an ex, even if you're thinking about somebody that hurt your feelings or that you don't talk to anymore, the love is still there. And I think that sometimes that keeps us separated from people because we don't like the idea of still loving them. We don't like the idea of still feeling connected to them because we are focusing more, sometimes justifiably, on something that happened, but the love is still there.
Yeah.
Once it's established and it's real, it's still there.
Yeah.
But you have been active in my life. Oh, I remember I was going to Seattle Opera for the first time. I didn't have any money before I got there.
Oh.
I didn't have a place to stay. And I was looking for a hotel for like a couple nights and I couldn't get anybody to let me borrow any money. I'm not going to tell you how much it was, but just know that it was significant. I called this guy and I was like, oh, I just need, and he was like, oh, it's in your account. Active.
What, you gonna sleep on a park bench? Hell no, that's my friend.
Present. You've been present in my life. Every time I've had to call you, every time I needed something, every time I was going through something, you were checking on me. You were being with me, making sure that I was cool, making sure that I was good. No matter what was even going on in your own life, you made sure that I was good. Reliable.
Always.
Every time. And listen, I understand. Sometimes we have things going on in our own lives. I think that we can allow some room for life. Mm-hmm. Because someone may not be able to be available to us at any one moment. But really pay attention to those things like the activity, the reliability, and them being present in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I got to gush about you.
Oh, God.
So this trip to Miami was everything for me. And I know that I've already spoken about it, but that was a time in my life when I was numb and lost. Just numb. Everything was numb. I couldn't feel, right? Like I was not me. I wasn't active. I wasn't present, and I wasn't reliable for myself, and yet here's somebody who says, okay, we're setting up a time, we're booking stuff, we're going to Miami. Bye. And we get down there, and what did we do? Had a blast.
Oh my God.
We had a blast. It was amazing. We ate.
Yeah, we did.
We drank.
We laid on the beach, like
different kinds of beaches. All different strokes.
We're
different folks. But that was a moment in my life that I wasn't even able to articulate outward what I needed and where I was going or anything. And yet you were like, here, this is what we do. Come on. And we did it. And
nothing mattered but that we were there together and that I was there for you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And the time that we spent was not even just like, oh, here's some time we're going to go to Miami. No, there was like therapy in there. That attached, the boundaries,
changed my life.
Everything.
Yeah.
But we had sessions. Mm-hmm. We spoke about so much and unpacked so much, created plans. How are we going to move forward? Where are you now? What's next? What are you feeling now? Mm-hmm. All of that.
Yeah.
All of that.
All of it. And I think that's been cultivated between us over the years of us having like many couch time conversations where we have this thing called couch time where we just sit on the couch. Andy's usually cooked something. What? Insomnia cookies would deliver to us?
We're going to find out.
We would order cookies, like these delicious, like hot cookies, and we would sit on the couch and just talk about life and watch Netflix or whatever.
Yeah,
the best.
That was so good.
The best. If you have a good friend, okay. Sometimes I get these downloads from the universe. Some people call it the Holy Ghost. Some people call it a lot of things. But I'm just going to say what I need to say. There's somebody out there that is not connecting with a good friend, like a best friend. Something went awry, something went wrong. It could be a couple months, but it seems more like it may have been like 2 years ago. And you miss this person like all the time, every day. This might be the time to try to open that door again. I think that, if you have enough emotional fortitude to withstand someone that may not respond in the way that you reach out to them, I think now could be a good time to at least try to reach out one more time, because that was a very special friendship. And when you have friendship like this, you don't just like let it go like that.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. I remember.
Weird.
Sorry. No, somebody needed to hear that.
Then we talk about impact being empath.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, very good.
Yep.
Do you need something else?
I do.
Like this?
Oh, Instagram.
Hey, Instagram.
This is ginger beer. Ginger beer, everybody.
Ginger beer.
It's like stronger than Verner's.
Truly.
So I remember in January, I was at my mom's house, and Mom, I hope this doesn't embarrass your neighbor, but my car got hit. The neighbor came out going to work in the morning. Bam. And the kid, and bam, into the car parked. It was total. This is like the definition of accident, right? Okay. And so this accident happens, and I'm like, oh my gosh, on top of already not being, in a good sound place right now, my car's busted. Best thing that could have happened, because I get this rental, and Gerber Collision did a fantastic job fixing the car, and I got a rental from whoever they partner with. I don't remember, but unlimited miles. And they were like, well, how long, this is how long the repairs will take, we got to order these parts, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, it's going to take like upwards of a week. And I was like, I'm getting out. I got to get out of here already. Like I'm feeling stuck. I got to get out of here. I got to go travel. So I call one of my best friends, Andrew, that he and his really good friend, who's also a good friend, he and Amrita are staying in New Orleans at this time.
That's right.
I drove from Detroit to New Orleans. Now Amrita drove from Cleveland to New Orleans.
Okay, very good.
I know. I'm like, but she seemed to emotionally and physically handle it better.
Okay.
I needed something to calm me when I got there. That was inexplicable, but I was shaking quite a bit. Anyway, find out that this little rental has unlimited miles, and you just go. And so I worked it out. These wonderful people at the collision place just made it so they were like, okay, how long do you need to be gone? And I was like, oh, okay, yes.
No, yes. I was going to cheers.
Oh, okay. Cheers, boo. Cheers.
Oh, cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, that's even great without ice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So all this to say, it was another example of not being able to express other than I need to get out. At that point, I could verbalize I need to get out, right? Stuff happened where then, I was just kind of numb after that. But I need to get out. What do they say? Great, get down here. We got you. You don't even need to pack anything. Come on down here. Universe aligns. I get this car for free, driving down there, and get there, and everything is just walking around. I mean, New Orleans in January is pretty amazing, especially when you're coming from the tundra. I had a great time, everything relaxing, everything. And again, like us, sitting down. Okay, so what's your plan? How are you going to maneuver? How are you going to act? How are you going to react? Let's role play. So this person says this. How do you react? This person, and it was just being in these moments. These are the friends that get you through, right? Like, you're a friend that gets me through in these tough moments, in the joyful moments. Obviously, like, we're having a blast,
absolutely,
right? And we can be with
moments,
that. Ooh. And
you know what? Every friend is not that friend.
Correct.
Every friend is not that friend. Some friends are just a friend that you go out with, and you have a good time with, and you drink. You're like, all right, hey girl, okay, bye girl. But then you have those like lifelong, forever friends that are always there.
Absolutely.
I love what you said about this complete accident happening, them hitting the car, but that being the best thing that could have happened. How many times have we looked at a catastrophe or something that went terribly wrong and we're like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. But then only to realize a year, 6 months later, if that hadn't happened, then I hadn't been here, and then
Right.
So if you're going through a tough time, again, I'm not a licensed therapist, but you may want to just consider that perhaps it happened so that something else could form. Perhaps it's happening so that something greater can come.
Yeah. I remember somebody had posted about your outlook on life, and it was directed at me, and it's not somebody that I speak to anymore, but
sometimes you gotta cut them out,
and that happened.
Okay.
And that's fine. However, I got a great meme out of it. And the meme was about always looking on, like, you always look on the bright side. And I think that is a like internalizing that. It's like, okay, so I'm not ignorant. Like, I don't look at the bright side when, shit's fucked up. But when shit's fucked up, let's look at the bright side. And I know this is not hearkening to the first meeting that we had, but let's look at the bright side to see the way through, right? I ain't trying to cheer myself up and lie. I'm just trying to figure out how to survive this shit. So
listen, after you felt the feelings and felt the sadness, then you can look on the bright side.
Oh, for sure. Or, there's a bright side even when you're feeling all fucked up. And that bright side might be the answer to figuring out a path through something. So, like, car's messed up. I'm not in a good place. I mean, Mom, I love you, but I was at your house for a lot of days. My car wasn't working. So, it's like, and I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic. But looking on the bright side of that, what happened? I get this rental car. I get to drive down to New Orleans. I get to hang out with 2 friends. My mom and her husband are taking care of anything that happens over here. My brother's here. Like, these things are all bright sides, right? Like, these are all bright sides to something that in the moment are just like, oh, this fell into place. This is great. I can rest knowing that X, Y, and Z doesn't need to be worried about.
Yep. I take such solace in the fact that throughout my life, there have been times where I felt like I was falling. And actually, to be completely honest, like, before I came to Detroit, I felt so much anxiety and fear and like, that I felt like I was constantly doing like this. And before I left, I did this. And I let everything drop, the responsibilities, the clients, the things. And I will say that I've never in my life been in a place, I was talking to a friend about this, where God didn't show up, or like the universe didn't have a plan. There's always been a net. There has always been a net for me. I've never fallen on my face on the ground. Now, I may have hit like a rock bottom, but there was still a net that kept me going even farther. And I think that you're part of that net.
Thank you. I think you're part of that net.
I think that our friends are part of that net.
For sure. We were talking earlier about that circle, or maybe Stephanie brought up that circle that came around that time about that, that circle of people, that core, that who's around you, who gets you, who can you fall into. And that's an elevated friend. That's a friend that has been elevated in your life, that understands, that knows, that can just say, I got you. And that's, yeah.
Let's talk about friendship and boundaries. Now, with us, to be completely honest, I never feel like I need, and I love these types of relationships, I never feel like I need to measure tit for tat, who called who last, who paid for what, who whatever. But let's say we are in a new friendship or a new relationship.
I'm laughing because I think I still owe you for Miami.
No, I owe you.
I know.
I owe you.
No, I do not think that's the truth.
No,
I think
true.
that's not true.
I think it's true.
I think it's not true.
Amen. And if the good Lord lets you fall, he's just trying to wake your
ass up. That's my mama.
Yes.
Amen,
mama.
Yes.
No, okay, so we owe each whatever.
Right, whatever.
But okay, so let's say it's a new relationship, a new friendship, a new dating situation, and you're someone like me is like anxious, and you're like, who called who last? I don't want to be the one.
Right.
How do you navigate that?
I don't know. I think Antoinette said it earlier about yourself, being confident in yourself, being strong in yourself. I know that I'm botching up, I'm paraphrasing, and I'm making it fit what I'm trying to say now, Antoinette. So I apologize. I'm throwing your name on this, but it's the foundation, right? Loving yourself and knowing yourself. And then anything else, it's either brush off the back or it sticks. And I think I used to pray for confidence in high school, middle school and high school, because I was like shy, nerdy, 9 feet taller than everybody else, like this tiny, I was in a lot of stuff, but I didn't say too much until I got angry, and then I was real loud, but whatever, and now reflecting on where I am with confidence, just the basics of like public speaking, presenting, like things like that, but then looking even deeper in advocacy for myself, advocacy for my friends, advocacy for the groups of friends that I have, like things that matter to them, things that they're involved in, things that they're, pushing for, and being confident to express those things to other groups. That has really been, a huge challenge and a huge growth point for me. Without that confidence and advocacy for myself, I feel like I would start counting things, but I'm just going to be confident. And then the other person, come meet me where I am. And that doesn't mean that they're calling me as much as I'm calling them. Or vice versa. I'm calling them as much as they call me. I'm just saying.
When you have that confidence, and again, it goes back to foundation, and when you're secure a little bit within yourself, you don't find the need to count.
Right.
And be aware of that. I love it. I love it.
Because it's in me.
It's in me. I'm giving what I want to give. I have a personal boundary for myself. So I know that wherever I am within here, I'm not counting shit because I'm just happy and like playing and just doing my thing, what I need to do. I'll also say, what's the name of the deck of cards? Like the personal development cards?
The Skin Deep.
The Skin Deep.
Ooh, plug.
Get these cards. There's a couples edition, and there's also like a game that you can play by yourself. Yeah. And what it is like you write down an intention or a question on a piece of paper, and then you pick up a card and it has a question on it. You write about that, and you keep picking up these cards until you get to like the answer for yourself. And so I did this, I think it was yesterday, and the cards asked me, what word do you think you could use more of? And I would say grace. And so the way that plays in is that I think sometimes we beat ourselves up about who we are and about how we've existed in a relationship or what we've done or if we've counted or not counted. Like there are voices from everywhere saying, count that, don't let nobody take advantage of you, count. And then there are other voices that are like, no, but don't count, like do what you need to do, like just be forgiving. And we get stuck in the middle, we don't know what to do. Have grace for yourself in those moments where you feel like you don't know what to do, because you may vacillate between counting and be like, who called, who last, or being like, oh, it doesn't matter. You can pay me anytime. Pour a little bit of grace over that. Have a little bit of grace for yourself. And I think that no matter where you land, it'll be a good place. No matter where you land, it'll be the right place for you.
And the people around you should understand that grace. And if they don't, be willing to hear it, to then understand it. you know? I actually owe a family member a phone call. My aunt and I, we talk often, very often. I haven't talked to her in like 5 weeks, and I feel terrible about this. And she's definitely not on Facebook, so I feel even worse about talking about it right now. But hey, Joyce. But I haven't talked to her in like 5 weeks, and we're playing phone tag, right? And so she sent me a text message. She's like, "I know you're busy. I tried calling you back, got cut off. Anyway, thank you so much for reaching out. It was good to hear your voice. Looking forward to connecting soon." And I was just like, she's understanding. She's giving grace for a situation where she doesn't know. I mean, she kind of knows why I haven't, talked to her in a couple of weeks. Nothing bad, but like, that's nice to hear. It's like, because it takes the stress off of me of like, oh wait, I gotta call her back because she called me. And oh wait, okay, cool, no pressure. We're gonna connect, and that's how I feel with a lot of friends, a lot of my friendships, where it's like, hey, I missed you. My friend Alex called me today. I actually kept her text on read for like almost a week now. I feel real bad about that. Sorry, Alex. But she reached out then. Like, I didn't respond to her text, and so she's calling today. Right? I'm gonna call you back. I promise.
He's got this like big black guy in his apartment.
You can come over too, though. You're in Chicago still, but whatever. But yeah,
Grace. I especially as of late, as my anxiety has gotten out of control and I've been doing a lot of businessy things and just a lot of things, y'all pray for me, have become good at putting my phone on do not disturb.
Yes, you.
So my friends have been like, why is it that every time I call, it goes straight to voicemail? That's self-care. That's grace. So please have grace with me. It's difficult, to be honest, it's difficult for me sometimes to have grace for people when they don't like call me back or they don't respond in a certain amount of time. But I have to remember, now B, you've done the same thing. Hello. So yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of grace.
And keep giving grace to yourself in those moments. Put your phone on do not disturb for longer if you need it. I think that there is a pressure. We feel a social pressure to engage. We feel a social pressure to be present for our friends, though we're not present. And our friends deserve more respect than us to be a shell of who we are, right? Unless we're gonna say, hey, I'm physically here, but I am 0% not. Yeah, 0%. I'm not gonna be your friend with you. Right. I mean that, you know what I mean? Like giving yourself grace to express when you want to express how you feel. When you don't want to express it, you don't express it. When you want to be cut off from people and just, or not cut off, but put everybody on pause for a minute, giving yourself that grace to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, friends till the end, right? We're not friends to the end to fake it. We're not faking it to be friends to the end. We're friends to the end because we acknowledge what's going on. We are here for each other when shit's fucked up, when shit's good. And that's it, right? Yeah, all of it, right? and understanding. And hey, you know what? Okay, so Bernie's got me on block. It's been 3 days. I know that he's got me on block. I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna just keep checking in periodically. Periodically. When the phone rings, then I know, okay, cool, it got through. Leave a message, whatever. And he'll get back to me when he's ready. I'm not gonna feel a certain way about it because I know we're friends to the end, and I'm just gonna be present for him when he needs it, when he wants it. He knows that I'm there. And right now he's going through some shit. Whatever. Yeah.
Listen, I had to make sure that this was like, because I will pour water all over my computer, which
I've
done before.
Daily.
But let's just pour grace. Look, this is grace.
Mine doesn't have a top.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so we're not going to do that. Give yourself a little bit of grace in these relationships. This has been absolutely wonderful. We've had a fantastic time. Thank you so much for tuning in. As a way to start wrapping up, I love encouraging people. And so I would love to know what you would say to someone who feels that they're alone and that no one loves them and that they'll never have a friendship like this. What would you say to someone like that?
Bitch, you ain't alone. There's too many damn people in this world. There's too many damn people in this world. Somebody's listening. Somebody's talking. Somebody's there for you. Who do you want? Take your pick. Take your pick. Take your pick. You are controlling your life, your narrative. You are here for you. Pick who you want. That's all.
Okay. A lot of times we feel like victims, and there's a certain amount of comfort.
For sure. There's
a certain amount of comfort in being the victim and playing that role. But what if you were to conceptualize and be like, well, what do I want? How do I want to be? Can I imagine what I would want my friendships to look like? And even if it's only happening in your mind, I think that's a better place to be, and that's a higher vibration than feeling like no one loves you and that you'll never have a friend. Now, feel that. Sometimes you have to lean into that. And if you're having like suicidal thoughts or ideations of hurting yourself or someone others, please reach out to, the proper channels. But it can help to really lean into that. And then after that, dream, imagine, and see what you come up with, and see what comes into your life. I believe that.
I had going through this last breakup, I had a moment where I couldn't move. I was shaking in bed. I was in bed, laying down, shaking. And one of my friends texted me. He was like, hey, because we were all out. Hey, you make it home okay? We were hanging out in the building I live in. And I gotta, hey, you make it okay. And I'm like, I'm trapped. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with me. Like, I am not well. And he goes, come over. This is like 3, 4 in the morning. I don't even remember. I don't even know what time it was. Go over to his place. I spewed everything I was feeling, I think I was yelling, and we were the only 2 people in the apartment, in a quiet apartment, and I'm yelling because I'm loud, right? And then I go to bed. Sleep. I slept. Somebody is there for you. Somebody is there for you. Somebody is always there for you. Listen. And I'm so grateful to that friend. So grateful to that friend.
Yeah. Oh. I'm almost ready for some roast. If we invited you to come over, We'll have roast. We will talk.
Doors open.
The door's open. We do have a final meme as we get ready to close. I forget what this was that I requested. Emotional maturity is understanding that people are allowed to be disappointed with us and not having to own that disappointment for them or betray ourselves in an attempt to avoid it.
I see how to read it again.
Yeah,
I'm slow.
It's heavy. Emotional maturity is understanding that people are allowed to be disappointed with us and not having to own that disappointment for them. So that means if someone's disappointed with me, then I take on that disappointment. I'm like, I feel so bad because they feel so bad. Or betray ourselves in an attempt to avoid. Because so what that means for me is, instead of me saying you did some fucked up shit, I keep silent, or saying I don't want to do this anymore, I keep silent because I don't want to disappoint you. But then I'm betraying myself, the most important bitch, because I'm afraid of you being disappointed. It's okay for them to be disappointed. Bye.
Right, that's on them. That's them to manage. Yes, this is a hot topic with me, right? Like, emotional maturity, it feels static. It feels like, oh, I'm emotionally mature. Right.
Got it. I just got it in that moment.
Right. But this is an evolution. This is a growth. This is not static. This is living. This is breathing. This is moving. This is something that, like, we don't attain. We show growth towards, right? And we can attain emotional maturity towards X, Y, and Z experiences with X, Y, and Z friends. And in that cross section of those people, cool, I can get this. But then throw in a variable of a new friend or a new lover or a new partner or a new whatever. And now how do you handle these situations? Forget it. Whatever you thought you knew, those are the flashcards. And you're just like, nah, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out. And my emotional maturity is enough to handle these situations. But now I got to learn it with somebody new, or I got to learn it with myself. I got to learn it with myself, always with yourself, with this other variable, with this other person, with this other connection to this person. Right. And so, there are moments that happen where you feel disappointed, or you feel like you've disappointed others, and you take it on yourself. And there are moments where you have to show that vulnerability, where like, I said some shit that was fucked up and I disappointed you, and I am so sorry that I disappointed you.
However, what I said stands.
Correct.
I meant that.
Yeah.
It's just really about using your words, because in the last 6 months, I've really struggled, as I have for my whole life, but I've really struggled to say what I needed to say and to ask for what I needed to ask for. And it's only served me well. It's only brought clarity. It's only been a good thing. So if you're holding something back from someone because you're afraid of disappointing them, listen, I still deal with this on a daily basis because I was bullied as a kid, because I dealt with a lot of broken promises from my father when I was a kid, because of numerous things. I hate to disappoint someone. That's one of the worst things that I could ever do to someone, or that's how I feel. But how has that kept me in chains? How has that kept me betraying myself? How has that kept me from getting to where I really needed to be? Not only needed, but really wanted to be emotionally. It's okay. Baby girl, baby boy. I don't know where that came from.
I love
it. It's okay to disappoint people. It's okay. They're going to be okay. And if they are not okay, maybe they'll have a friend that they can lean on to the end. But don't take that. Don't take that upon yourself. Don't sacrifice yourself because you're afraid of disappointing somebody. They're going to be okay. Promise. And you're going to be okay for it. You're going to be better for it, for telling the truth and being yourself. And listen, when you tell the truth and when you are yourself, that only makes room for the relationship to grow. That only makes room for it to get more intimate. That only makes room for it to be deeper and to be what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
We about to eat this roast. What else are we having with the roast? Do you know?
I don't know, tortillas or some shit.
Okay, we're gonna I'm gonna figure out if we can order like some cooking stuff. Instagram, thank you for tuning in to the backstage. They really get like a deal, like a rough deal, but we love you.
You got the rim in my cup. You got the last couple hours.
Listen, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cody,
thank you.
Thank you for taking care of us. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for all that you do. Listen, next week is going to be the day after Mother's Day. We have some beautiful music moms coming onto the scene talking about how to handle career and motherhood and being on the stage and the pandemic and homeschooling. All of that. Ooh. We're going to be talking about that next week. So make sure to tune into the Damon Speaks Show every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time on your favorite social media channel. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace out, and we'll see you next week. Let's roll the credits.
That was